there's just sort of a slight sizzling.
Zacharias in his mind is basically, I cannot think of what ringing a damn bell, and he will use Mage Hand to ring the bell.
Sure. A few minutes go on, and then Mott comes out from the back room, dressed in sort of a fine, blackened robe of the what scholars in this city wears.
Right.
He sort of comes out, looks for who it is, like, yes. And he sees Zacharias and says, my lord.
Zacharias has his annihilation phase on as he looks at Mott. You seem to be doing well for yourself, Mott.
There is much work to be done, certainly.
Good.
How can I help you?
I have a task of utmost importance, Mott. Disaster has befallen some of the Whispering Lords. Lord Chiron has been... Marcus, sorry. I looked at Chiron's picture when I said this. Lord Marcus has been destroyed. And I need you to come with me and help in some research into the matter. As you might have known, Marcus was a vampire. He looks at him.
I did not know.
He was of the Vestromo family, which I am sure you know.
Yes, I've heard the name.
Good.
Should I, my lord, call the council?
Not yet. What I want you to do first is come with me. We are going to visit Prince Vestromo of Gastenhall. He is the one who made Marcus into what he was, and his insights into this matter is something to request, I think.
Widens his eyes a little bit.
He is an ally of the Lords, do not worry. He will try his theatrics and try to scare us. That will not work. Looks around. Bring whatever you need. We are leaving immediately.
Well, he sort of look around and says, then I will be half a minute. Quickly moves into the back room again.
Yep.
Shriek!
We will also most certainly not record Three-Way of the Wicked porn parody.
No, I don't think so. Let's try to keep it clean, people.
Exactly.
That way.
As clean as we can, at least.
It's not that late yet.
It's true.
No
It's not.
excuse.
It's not that late yet. Everyone, who is quitting and hanging up all the time? Hello?
Jake.
No, it's Jake, I think. Yeah,
Tina also lost connection.
Tina too.
Huh.
Is my internet going down?
No, it's just them.
Okay.
If you were to go down, we'd all disconnect.
I guess. Well, Zacharias will wait for Mott.
He'll be, 28 seconds later.
Yeah, it's good.
He has with him his spell book.
Yep.
And a wand of some kind.
Good. Zacharias will then head out, leading the charge, as it were, towards the graveyard.
He'll follow. It is quite a walk from here, but sure. It's sort of very windy and sort of half rainy today. Grey sky.
Zacharias,
Not a lot of people out.
Zacharias will actually not fly within the city, by the way. He's actually walking here.
Yeah.
Wouldn't want to scare the populace.
There's a few blue robes that sort of look annoyed at you and sort of, talk amongst themselves.
Zacharias will, while they walk, he will look at Mott and say, "How is the business going, Mott? Are we making headway?"
Yes, quite some, in fact. There is much work to be done, of course, but the council has formed and we have had a meeting. Nothing concrete yet, mostly just establishing rules and boundaries.
Good. I will attend the next meeting if I am able, if that to lend some more official power to it. Currently we are quite busy though, as you might expect.
Yes, some sort of united research project, or at least some access to something that will prove worthwhile for some of these people will be necessary soon, however. I can only provide them with so much. They desire something more than what I can teach.
Certainly. I will be on hand for these lectures. I suspect I can teach them a thing or two about the arcane.
They might not be people who wish to be taught, more given access to materials they have otherwise not have access to.
Certainly.
Knowledge and books of many kinds and such.
Yes, I do know that there is quite the inquisitorial library hidden in Gaston Hall, where many of the books are actually stored. If we could somehow get a person on the inside to supply us with some of the books, or at least copies of them, that would be most beneficial, I think.
Yes, but one of us infiltrating the Inquisition seems to be nigh impossible.
Of course, luckily I have some contacts.
Such a source would certainly, although dangerous, be quite useful.
I will look into it, Mott, and try to set something up. Apart from that, any recommendations from you, what the council would need more concretely, and I will supply it the best I can. As I said, I am working much in the field these days.
They need some form of knowledge or accomplishment that will impress them.
Zacharias grins to himself, contemplating what grand accomplishment could impress these people, but he doesn't say anything.
Much of what they've seen yet is simply their own corporation, but that they could have achieved without us.
Indeed, indeed. Some grand project then, some fantastical item or arcane achievement.
Yes, exactly.
He nods. I think I have something up that alley. We shall see. Yeah.
You reach the graveyard.
Yep.
Clean up.
Zacharias will enter the grave of the Prince Vestromo.
Sure.
As he does, he will call out as they sort of walk down. He will not stand around shouting in the graveyard. He will walk into the crypt and then call out.
The normal little while goes, as then the gas sort of swivels up and forms into the flurry of bats this time. Sort of scurry off and hang on the ceiling as Vestromo stands there. He looks a lot more energetic than he has usually looked, and he sort of looks more imposing and more charismatic at the same time. Almost as if he'd grown a little taller as well.
Oh, he's become an adult.
Damn.
Are we all here?
No.
Aww.
Zacharias will make a quick bow towards him and indicate that Mott should probably do the same.
Oh,
Yes,
my
courtesy.
vows.
Zacharias smiles. Prince Vestromo, you look well.
You do not. What have you come to my court with this time?
Trouble, my lord, I am sad to say. It seems that Marcus Vestromo has met an untimely end at the hands of angels. We were ambushed in the east. We fought them off and killed them in the end, but Lictor Vestromo was destroyed and his coffin likewise. For all intents and purposes, I believe that he is annihilated, completely and utterly.
Vestromo frowns as my child.
And that is why I have sought you out, Prince Vestromo. I intend to bring him back. And for that, I require your aid and insight into this matter. He shrugs. I know much of the arcane and death, but for this particular matter, I believe that you might be the expert.
Only one I know of has ever sought to do the same. and he was brought down by powers almighty. You will not have an easy way of this. However, it is something that I have long wanted to be able to do myself. Think of it. To finally transcend death itself.
Zacharias, motions and sense, indeed. And therefore I propose an alliance between your court and my Void Senate. I have contacts with some of the brightest minds in Gaston Hall, and together I want us to be able to crack the riddle of bringing back Marcus Vestromo.
You care so much for him, then?
He is an important member of our group. The Whispering Lords have had much use of Marcus in the past. His fate is a detriment to our plans. He needs to be brought back, and as soon as possible. If that is not done, our plans might well fail. As such, yes, I care for Marcus.
Slightly, and so do I. He is in a position to do much good for my family. Very well, then, if such can be done, it shall be done. You will have to go to very specific places, however, to find such potential. As I said, only one had ever done so before. And it is a name you might faintly recognize. In this land, almost all knowledge of his existence has been eradicated.
Zacharias quirks an eyebrow. Yes. Who?
He is known. Oh my computer is freezing up. He is known by many names. Sufficient to say, he was one such as I, yet not. His eternal life was not achieved through the gift. He forced it himself.
Zacharias quirks an eyebrow. Yes, I do think I know of who you are speaking, or at least what you are speaking.
Slowly. He was brought low, as you can surely guess, before his might threatened the southern part of Tangard, him staying in the north. Sadly, that brought the anger and the wrath of the northern dragons upon him. Something not even he could stand against.
Zacharias looks very intrigued. Yes, well, I never heard what happened to his fate, or what his fate was, but if dragons were involved, he seems to think, yes, that does make sense, I suppose. So, he sort of cracks an eyebrow. Do you say then that somewhere up north is his old lair or library or some such?
I could not imagine that the dragons would have left anything. Certainly nothing to chance. If such were there, it would already have been long removed. It is, however, important to think that it can be done.
Zacharias nods. Indeed. Looks over to Martin and to Vestromo. Yes, I think I best look into this matter personally. Taps a finger.
Should I then contact your people, I know who they are, and ask for their aid in teaching? In trying to track down this information?
Zacharias nods. Yes, this, he motions to Mott. This is my second in command, Mott. He is the de facto leader of my organization while I am out in the field.
Mott gives a flurried bow again.
He has my fullest confidence and trust, and I Looking over to Morton and to Prince, and I trust you two can work well together. He looks at the Prince. Of course, Mott is under the protection of the Lords. None of your domination business now, yes?
This is my... Oh, I am not so unsophisticated.
Good.
You consider me rude. I thought you speak like two elderly gentlemen together. I feel a keen sense of similarity to you. You look out for your own just as I do. You have ambition just as I do, and you work on the long term just as I do. We can do much together, I'm sure.
Progress nods. Good. Then we are in agreement. Work out the details. See if you can find any trace of where this happened and where any sliver of knowledge might reside, and I will look into it. Also, do whatever it takes for rituals or blood sacrifices or whatever to prepare the way for Marcus's resurrection. He looks specifically at Mott for this, you know.
I shall look in the forbidden books of Gaston Hall to see what I can find. I have looked at this before, but it paid no real interest. Before I had not the resources I have now. With the chalice returned and the family restored to health, our resources will quickly expand.
Zacharias not good. Then the Void Senate and the Court of Astroma are allied in this struggle.
Certainly. As he sort of nods his head, raising his hat a little.
Zacharias does the same. Good. May our enemies fall before us then.
Oh, they will. Oh, and another note. It seems that you use the same house every time you come and go. Perhaps finding an extra would be good. The disease has been spreading through the city. I frankly have been trying to stomp it out, but it seems like the church has got that quite well under control.
Zacharias snorts.
As a church holding, it could end up filled with sick, however. Might want to not get infected.
Zacharias nods, of course. I shall take it under consideration. Now then, I must leave. Business calls me elsewhere.
As will I.
Looks over to Mott. Then I leave this into your hands, Mott. Do not disappoint.
Bows again and then turns to Ristromo. If I may have a moment of your time, my lord.
Of course.
Zacharias says, are we to trust these?
Of course not. But you are to work together with them. They have knowledge we need. And for now we are allied with the same goal. Tell them only as much as they want to know, and have extra care that they... because I have a feeling they might try to infiltrate our ranks if they know too much. So keep an eye out for that. As I said, tell them only what they need to know. We do not want them to have an intimate knowledge of our organization. As much as we can prevent it. Vestromo is a crafty one.
He just nods and says, infiltration is my own specialty, and I see many holes in our defenses that could be patched up, I suppose.
Good. I'll leave it in your hands then, Mott. Whatever you require for this to work, contact me, and I will sort it out.
I shall contact you if you are in a contactable location.
Zacharias nods. Good.
So, how much information do you wish me to have before I give you any tell?
I wish to know as much as possible, of course. You have roughly, Zacharias thinks, a week or two before before it becomes more and more urgent. Currently we are in the field, but we are not engaging with our main objective yet. We are sort of circling that carcass until the rest of the murder of crows can be summoned.
A week? My lord, this is highly... We cannot work at such pressure. It will take months to find this information, certainly.
Zacharias glares at him. Work as fast as humanly possible, Mott. This needs to be done quickly. Time is of the essence.
You have to frown heavily at this. Sort of nod slowly. I shall see what I can do.
As I said, any resources you need, get in touch with me. I will see to it that on every midday hour I will be made myself available. If you need to contact me, you will do so then.
Nods. Clearly already thinking.
Then you best get to it, Mott. I trust you in this. As I said, do not disappoint. What? Who touched my token?
I didn't.
Someone did.
I didn't.
Not me.
Well, it was probably sheep.
Probably sheep.
No, it wasn't.
Probably dark then.
Stop touching my stuff, sheep.
Well,
Ah! Yeah, and you know, I don't want to drag this out too long because most of the group is not here. But Zacharias will send a short message to try to get in contact with Brother Thrain if he is around.
he will go to the church?
Well, let's see. What was the normal? What was the way we usually contact? We sent like a message for like a private lecture or something. I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then that
Yeah.
evening.
Yeah. Let's see. That evening, I probably won't be able to get back in the evening, but the day after, for a meeting.
So we basically rest in Gasnor.
Hmm?
So we rest in Gasnor and not go straight to the...
Come
No,
back.
we're going straight to the. After this, we're going straight to the Risians. Oh, not the the Risians. But tomorrow,
Yeah.
when I have all my spells back, I can get back to Gaston Hall and
Ah, okay.
talk to him.
Okay.
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
I might add my computer has done blue screen twice now.
That's not good.
No, I am just hoping that I've just been unlucky and I put out.
Oh, probably fix itself.
Yeah, fix yourself, laptop.
Herp!
I took out the battery in case if that's the reason that it's making it too hot.
Herp
can't-
the derp.
We can't teleport in this fashion. Zacharias needs to touch everyone.
Zacharias will storm into the mansion, look around. Is everyone ready to go north?
Sure.
What is everyone?
Yeah.
He's like
Then
a couple
let
hours.
and let me protect you
An
from
hour
the
and a
cold.
half.
Oh damn it! I don't have my winter clothes.
Greater teleportation to
Endure elements, endure elements, endure elements, endure elements, endure elements.
to the hill of the White Tusk clan.
It's the dude that wanted to trade clothes.
Go ahead. So that's been used. That's been used. All these spells are just used up at once.
Teleport. Hooray.
I'm out of spells.
Oh, I can move. Oh yeah, sure. Because
That's my trick.
it's my trick.
My trick.
You're borrowing him, but it's my trick.
It's not yours, Tyne. It's Cash's, but Cash's isn't around.
Oh, by the way, we it would be good to have Trick prepare commune at some point also, because we need to try to find Marcus's equipment. My thought is that's probably easiest if we try to focus on Hellbrand, because that is like an artifact of Hell itself, right? So that's probably something Hell would have an interest to actually find out. So if we can focus on that, it should be able to...
Trick will nod and say he can prepare it for tomorrow.
Good. We'll use that.
You appear on the hill. The cold, icy winds are flying. Here it's not raining anything. It is quite sun bright, actually.
Oh, by the way, on the way back, Zacharias stopped by like a map shop and bought maps.
Sure. These are not easy to find maps.
How much gold does the maps cost?
About 100 gold.
Alright, it's done.
You appear.
You just made some shopkeeper very happy.
Yep, Zacharias doesn't care, just take it.
Sucker!
Expedition maps from the Gaston Hall North Expedition Emporium.
Excellent.
It is run by 3 veteran explorers who themselves have sailed up and down the north and traveled inland on chosen areas.
Alright, fantastic.
These are the maps for him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll appear. There's some of these, quite a few actually, of these native people with their spears and clearly some ceremonial armor of what seems to be mainly a large sort of a chitin, a crab from what are most likely very, very big crab-like creatures. They're wielding, and then their spears, iron spears, looking to be of Telengard military make. What they're wielding. White Tusk is here as well, wearing what seems to be fine, noble garments, although reinforced with fur. These are clearly from Telengard itself. And next to him is his translator. Joseph calls fire from water.
Good, because I don't think the tongue spell is running still.
A lot of people
It
sort
lasts
of,
like 10 minutes per level,
there's
so it's
some
probably
rumbling in this language none of you understand. And then White Tusk steps forward to spread out his hands and begins talking.
Yeah, so Zacharias does the same motion, and he will motion to the translator to help him translate.
Step forward, mean to say, the great King White Tusk says that his people welcome you to this land, and that he wishes for good relations among you and him.
Zacharias answers back. I am Zacharias of Wraith of the Whispering Lords. We too wish good relations and fortuitous trading.
Joseph seems to translate back to White Tusk. Then says other things, spreading his hands towards the lands. He says, much has changed since you last spoke. White Tusk shows you his lands. From mountains to sea, these are all his. The Utak united in one.
Zacharias smiles. An impressive feat indeed. I recognize the greatness of this achievement and expresses my sincerest congratulations and honors to the chieftain.
Just translates. Just sort of nods slightly. As he then says something more. Joseph frowns at this clearly. Furthermore, the great White Tusk has decided that he will aid you in returning your people to life, insofar as you will aid his people in returning them to their ancient greatness. White Tusk thinks this is a generous offer.
What would it entail to return your people to the former greatness? I confess my ignorance to exactly what that would entail. Zacharias bows slightly.
He translates more to White Tusk, who then nods slowly. As he then looks to back to Zacharias, clearly seeing him as the leader now. He's the only one who really talks. As he begins to talk, it says, first, Joseph talks sort of in between White Tusk giving him sort of time to translate. First, the White Tusk wishes maps of the northern areas so that we may consolidate them with our own, finding locations for colonies now that the bugbears have moved away.
Zacharias will, at this, snap his fingers at whatever minion is closest, to bring forth like the chest with the maps in.
Well, would you
Trick
want
has a
Trig,
chest.
Trig or Raidu?
He doesn't care.
Trig, you do it.
Oh, Trick already has a chest, so he'll pull them out. Hand them to Zacharias.
Oh.
Or hand them to him
Do
then.
this.
Goes to
Or hand forward.
takes some steps backwards and sort of looks at some of them, nods and talks to White Tusk, and then talks back a little bit. Says, White Tusk accepts your tribute. Says, and he now wishes to aid you in your doings. White Tusk, however, wishes to know how you think of his people. If you, like many of the others from the south, do not think they are worthy of companionship and of respect.
Zacharias smiles his most heartwarming smile, which would probably just send people screaming in terror anyway. But he will say, then please tell the chieftain that I, Zacharias Wraith, and the rest of the Whispering Lords have always looked favorably upon on the chieftain White Tusk and his people. We are not as close-minded as others of the south. As I said upon the time when we first met, ours is a grand undertaking, and as such we search for allies anywhere we can. We do not discriminate. If you are from the north, the south, the east, and the west, wherever the winds may blow, we do not care. What we care about is your prowess, your willingness to see the things done, and your ambition. That is what always has been at the forefront of our undertaking, and as such, we are all impressed by the ambition of Chieftain White Tusk and his people.
Yeah, he nods, sort of, as he gets the translation. White Tusk out and says, then White Tusk wishes to ask you, do you seek to unite the people of the south as he has united the people of the north?